we seem to be live. I hope the beeping is now over. Well, at least it's me live. Okay, all those messages. Test. Test. Okay, so the beeping should be gone now. You can hear me clicking. I didn't know I was that audible with my clicking. So I forgot to take sushi along. It's on my refrigerator. This one is finished, so I can. Apparently, I missed a spot. So it was finished. Where are you? Tab. Okay, so I can spray paint this, and then I can use resin to fill the holes. I gessoed rain. Still a bit wet, so might do another coat. Decided to paint the base after all. It's the sushi base. Sushi been doing her shirt. And this one is pretty much finished. Needs resin fill as well. Completely forgot to turn on my chat. So I'm checking to see how this one will work out. And otherwise I'll spray this. This was spray paint, so I can spray paint the back anyway. So just cover the front. So this one's pretty much done. I'm first gonna do a little bit of painting, and then I'm going to do some design sketching. And this is just to finish the bottom. It doesn't have to be great. I can't really see it. I need to be closer. Just needs to have a nice bottom cover, and then I can use spray varnish on it. And good evening. So cleaning up in my micro studio went well. I'm now probably at that I need to clean my, well, there's a lot of stuff I moved, and that stuff needs to find a place, and I'm probably gonna do that Sunday. So this spot is pretty much, well, it's getting near completion for as far as we can go for now, because we still have the big studio and things need to move from there. So that's something that will come later. There's now some things I can look for. For example, I'm going to look for a themed tablecloth, so I can get things a bit decorated. I remixed my paint, and I used well, an automatic stir vortex. Let's see if I can get it into shot. I don't want to use two hands. There we go. It's one of those things, a magnetic stir with one of those beans. So I use that to stir this paint, and it's now a nice consistency. No hair. And I know I mixed up quite a big batch, So I am going to try and get it into the tube. Where's the tube anyway? It's the wink. But anyway, lots of stuff are in their place now. And we'll just need some finishing touches, clean up the floor. Let's see. Can I get it in here? First of all, let's get the paint to the bottom. I mean, I still need some paint, but I don't need this much. It sounds like you're crafting a lot as well. So this is going to take a while. But at least this way I can reuse my paint. And even though there is actually a slightly bit of glitter in here, because I mixed it with the green pearlescent paint, I don't really mind because, well, forgive me the phrase, but this paint was getting shit, so at least this way I can still use it. Most of the clumps are out of it, not everything. I mean, there's one on the side here. I need to look for a little space heater for here. I do have just central heating, but that takes a while to warm up the place, and usually I'm not long enough for that in this spot. So I want to save my central heating for when I have a student, and use a little small heater for when I'm on my own. But anyway, the pearlescent shine in this is not that much, at least I don't think it's much. And if I ever use this again, it will probably get mixed with other colors. So there's a lot of hairs in this this set. Of course, I could use a pipette for this, but then a lot of paint would remain stuck in the pipette. So this is a bit more slower, but a lot more control. I mean, we're already quite far. Maybe by the time I finish this, sushi is dry, so we can do another layer of this. Of course, it is of no use to put the paint on the metal part. But that's just me under the impression that that it goes faster. But yeah, this paint is now slightly pearlescent and has a lot of air in it because, well, I mixed it. So why I'm doing this on stream instead of painting other things, I don't know. Maybe this will inspire someone to reuse old paint. Anyway, I haven't found the focus yet to return to my 5th novel. Might have to do with me being on a reading binge. Yeah, I wish I could keep the heating off, but considering we had almost freezing temperatures yesterday. I'm doing the best I can, extra sweater. I even got my my espion onesie, because that's just very warm. So I'm doing the best I can to stay warm without using a heater, because gas is very expensive at the moment. Thinks it's Phil. I think I'm just gonna let the paint settle for a bit. Oops. There we go. Clean the skewer so we can reuse it. Let's see how much fuller we can get it. Currently 3 people watching. And I know I'm one of them, so. Never noticed how loud the clicking of my mouse sounds on stream. And my missing postal parcel finally arrived. It was the magnetic stirrer, by the way. And it was supposed to be delivered at the postal office, but for some reason the delivery driver tried to, well, they delivered it today at my house, so no idea why. Of course, it did mean I didn't have to go out. Seriously, it was getting very frustrating. See, by the time I'm finished with this one, with this paint holding, I think this is the amount it can do for now. It can hold. And look at that. More space inside. Yes, I think this is pretty much it can hold for now. Still a little bit of space. And at least I found a way to reactivate my old acrylics and turning them into usable paint by seeding them with other paints. Yeah, just a party of one at the moment. The only downside of mixing it is that the paint is so bubbly. So much air in there. Almost there. I recently did get some transparent paint, thickening medium. But if you just use it sparingly, your paint doesn't get that thick and you can just use it as a transparent paint. So I want to try and see the effect when I mix it with glitter, but not for this piece. So what I need for this little space is a themed tablecloth, little space heater, I think those are the things I really need short term. And I need to clean up the place where all the stuff of this micro studio that used to be here went. And by the looks of this, the first guest will be arriving early November. Don't think I'll be streaming that guest, but I might do a unboxing kind of video in the evening. Depends on how the day will go. I might even not be able to stream at all that day because that guest is going to stay quite late. But otherwise, we'll just do it the Sunday, I guess. And the week after will be the doll fair. Okay, I think I'm gonna need the rest of this paint pretty much. And if not, I can always put it back. Okay, shaky, shaky, and into the drawer is my recently used paint. Oops. Pulling away paint on accident. So let's hope this works and not that I can peel it off. And I think I'm gonna get a second matte, silicone matte. So in case this one gets too dirty that I can clean it off screen. There we go. This can have another layer. Doesn't need to shake because I just shook it. Shake. Even though you'll never see the underside. Well, unless you put it in a glass cabinet, by the way. It is a finishing touch. There we go. Also got my empty eyes that I still want to paint here, so I can do some eye painting soon, or soon-ish. And my gesso. Just for the face and the hair. Hopefully you can see less of the print lines then. So this is a second layer of gesso. And I'm hearing outside someone is using a grinder. Sure, it's 8 p.m, so technically it's allowed, but geez, at this time? Okay. If I'll be streaming Sunday, I'll probably start painting this. Of course, resin isn't obligated, but it is nice to get a nice coating. No, they're not using a grinder for coffee. I wouldn't be able to hear that here. No, they're using a stone grinder. If you have a coffee grinder that makes this much noise, you better get a new one. Okay, so this goes to dry. Then I'm gonna get my sketching paper. This is important message. Okay. Okay. This was an important message I had to take care of. Let's hydrate. Okay. I received this sketchbook, I believe, in a scroller box. And I believe I received it for free. And I have been using it, but not that often. In apparently 2017 for the last time. But to be honest, it isn't, I don't really think it's very nice paper. It was supposed to be a sketching travel journal, but that never came in. Mostly because it doesn't really erase nicely. So you get things like this. So that's why I don't really like it. So this is my testing page. If this erases. Okay, so it was the eraser that didn't erase. And it doesn't really like to erase the pencil as well. So, well, considering this page is ruined, I can use it as a test page for materials. Okay. I got, where did I get it? Nice little fine eraser. I think I may have to, yeah, I have to sharpen it. Get the old crusty part out. And you're left with a nice eraser. Okay, so this amazing, wonderful eraser, absolutely recommend, love it, use it all the time. Does not work on this paper. Meanwhile, part of the eraser is stuck in my sharpener. So it is a bit of rubber. There we go. Usually I save my broken off points, but well, this is rubber, not really thing. I also love this sharpener. It's a 4-in-1. I got it at the Action because it's for 7, 8, 10 and 11 millimeters. And you just can sharpen this eraser pencil. Got this one at AliExpress. Don't know if they still have it because AliExpress is quite unreliable with that, but okay, HB. Okay, so this eraser is best. But I'm going to use this for designing, sketching IDs. Because, well, I just don't like this paper. And I could toss it or I can use it for sketching. And when it comes to sketching, I prefer using colored pencils or something I can't erase. So I want to see if I got these years ago. They're actually wax crayons. They're too thick. Still want to use these. They're wax crayons. And they're very nice for sketching if you have to sketch large size. Ooh, you can erase them quite well. Cool. So they're not really wax crayons, because wax crayons can't be erased. Yeah, they are kind of waxy. So let's see. I'm gonna sketch using red because I'm not really a red person. But first we're gonna see how this works. Okay. Yep, can't be erased. Good. The reason why I like it to be not erasable is so that, well, if I make mistakes, I just have to continue, let it go. And let's see if I got my mechanical pencils here. Is this my mechanical pencil pouch? No, this is my neon pens. Where did I leave my mechanical pencil pouch? Apparently not here yet. These are markers. Yep, these are markers. Okay. So I have to find back where I kept my mechanical pencils. So, my ID. Yes, I like to sketch sideways. You can't be used for now, so let's put you over here. You're going to be my temporary mechanical pencil. So when it comes to book 6, where is my mood board thingy? Something like that. Something I can't show, of course, because it's digital. But let's see. Wait. Okay, you're gonna drive me crazy. A little bit of tape. I just use tape that I've already used for something else, but still a bit sticky. So I can get rid of all those little things. And then I reuse it one last time. Okay, so my ID. I did really like this ID. So I either go free shapes. Yes, I'm using stick figures. So sun, star, moon. Or I'm creating some sort of symbol. If you want to use the moon in my concept, it's always 3 moons. And then you would have your 3 girls. Because yes, they're girls. So I think the first thing I should do is create the 3 ladies. And then later on I can decide what kind of background I want, because I'm not really sure what kind of medium I want. I mean, I could do it digitally, like the cover, with colored lines, because I did lineless for book 5, and it takes a lot of extra time, and I don't really like lineless that much. And do I want the first person? So if I put this, not sure how much you can see. Let me try to zoom in a little bit more. And of course, there would be a cut-off line somewhere here. One looking down. And one looking up. I mean, if you do the 3 rectangles, you could do the morning, midday, and night. So you have another symbolism. Got dirty fingers from all the painting and cleaning up today. It's a bit too high for a ponytail, but it's still a design, so let's get my inspiration mood board back. You want the dresses to be alike, but not exactly the same. But the clothes designing will follow later on. And of course, halfway I'll probably change my mind. Am I still in shot? Yes, I am. They need to be on the same space, so it needs to be bigger, middle one. Of course, when I do a side view like this, I do a more realistic one, but not for the sketch. Okay, a bit thicker eyebrow. I need to get my reference of this character. sometimes really miss the second screen in my micro studio. If I could wall mount it, then I could probably have it, but maybe it's best to just have one screen. Very open back. Needs to be closer to each other, so you just, this one needs to be smaller. This one needs to be bigger. This one needs to be bigger. Need to be closer to each other, so I'm going to make separate images for this. Remember, this is just a sketch. Now to design the dresses. Of course, it can change later on, and part you won't probably see, so. They all have a medallion up front. Sushi is usually strapless. But is quite ornate. And the fabric is usually thin. Marinaka usually has bare shoulders. But she does cover her arms. Still thin fabrics. I think it needs something extra. Oh, am I covering my mic? No, I'm not covering my mic. Probably shouldn't make it too complicated because you only see a side view of it. And the image isn't going to be that big. When it comes to grasshopper, considering who grasshopper is, she prefers no clothes. And I know that sounds very weird, but if you know the story, you'll know. But I do think she has a dress that's easier. Okay, this is a bit too high. Dress she can easily get in and out. That's why she has a very low back. But she too misses something. Belt with the moons. She doesn't like fuzz that much, but I do like the pompons on her side. It gives her a furry look, which is very fitting for her. If I get my mood board back. We have a star. We have a sun. Maybe I can make a combination of these two. Mayanaka would wear a necklace. Sushi would not, considering this halter dress. And Grasshopper would not wear one at all. Maybe I should put the pompons over here. Okay, I'm going to need some actual paper now if I want to, because this is not very good. First of all, let's put the date over here so I know when I made them. Actual paper. Do I have some actual paper over here? Ooh, I can walk around now. No, this is scrap paper. I don't think I put some actual paper over here just yet. This is scrap paper, scrap paper. I only got scrap paper here. Okay, how are we going to solve this? Well, we can use this. It's an image I still have to finish. Maybe you'll recognize it. But we finished the marker part, so we should do the start the pencil part. And it has also, this is terrible watercolors paper. It's this brand from Senos, and it's absolutely horrible watercolor paper, or at least for my technique of watercolors. So I'm going to put you over here. So we'll finish you on stream one day, and I have one piece of paper with a note. Interesting. For this, of course, I'm not going to sketch with the colored pencil. And I think I'm going to do digital line art after all, to keep it in the style of the cover. So I probably can use you now. Yep. So first of all, let's get a little bit of a line of action. Often I don't really follow the line, but at least it will make it less stiff. And of course I can combine them digitally. Seriously, it's almost 9 p.m. and people are still grinding rugs. And considering I'm going to finish this digitally, I don't need to erase all the lines. Okay, hands. You see the thumb. Now comes the tricky part, which is the nose. And the mouth. I used to be able to draw the mouth from side view, but lack of practice. Let's see, how much battery do I have left? Still two dashes. So I'm back with my lavalier. So I hope the beeping is gone now. Ow. I don't want a smile. I want a mysterious look, gaze, whatever. Well, the beeping came from my webcam mic, and considering I didn't put that one on, there shouldn't be any beeping, so success, I guess. Hopefully I can get a better mouth when digital, because if I keep on erasing, eventually I will ruin the paper. Nose is horrible. And this is why I prefer the more manga look. Lips are way too thick. At least for my liking. And this is going to be covered so you don't really need to see the back. And will we do the high ponytail for Mayanaka? It is what she's known most for. Mayanaka has very thick curls. She had it from her mother. Her brother has less curls. Oh, actually has a lot more curls, but less thick ones. So her brother looks more like their father. While we're at it, I mean, the cleaner the line art, the easier it's to digitally trace. Maybe I get a feel for the art then. And of course, everyone will have their own opinion about this, but Mayanaka wears a red dress. Because that's just Mayanaka. This is supposed to be brown. It's more like orange, but Yeah, you think that, but there are a lot of people out there who keep on saying that creators are wrong about their choices. Like, and sometimes they try to do it subtly. Then they think, if I do it like this, then they probably don't even know I'm giving them a suggestion. Like, oh, but I really like the color purple. Yeah, okay, fine, lovely. That doesn't mean I'm going to make it suddenly purple. Oh, this red is almost out. It's supposed to give us some sort of free sorceresses vibes. There are a couple of themes in the new book with the art. Well, Mayanaka's hair isn't purple, or it's going to be brown. But I get what you mean. Oh, is this one completely dried out? No! Ah, there we go. Just keep on complaining and it'll work eventually. But when it comes to the themes in this book, the splash image, that's what I'm working on right now, would be a theme of the sun, the star, and the moon, or moons, technically, and three sorcerers in a mystical outfit. Then the first chapter is to be in ocean inspired outfits. And the second is outfits inspired by the Dragon Kingdom. And I'm gonna hydrate. And I keep the water, the drink away from my original work. So Dragon Kingdom, and that's pretty much Far East. And that's a mix of Chinese, Korean, Japan, because it's a fantasy Far East. Yep, I'm gonna give Sushi a little bag. And then the last image, last chapter image is going to be morning snow attire. Because technically there's not an official morning snow style shown yet. It's all sushi style, and sushi is not from morning snow. I think that if you would compare it to the Earth globe, Then Mayanaka would be something like Arabia, maybe a bit of Egypt, but a bit lower. So more Sahara Desert is a wrong term. So and then Naraku would be somewhere technically around France, with Matsuru and Blade also that region. Hane is Norway. Irina is from Morning Snow, so that would is also Morning Snow, so that would also be Norway. And Sushi would be somewhere like Germany or Poland, or a bit that way. So technically Morning Snow is somewhere like up north, Norway, Sweden. Well, it would be obvious where Malin would be. That would be Far East. And Grasshopper would also be Morning Snow. Do I have everything? We have Kai. And Kai comes from Escatar. So that would be somewhere like... Escatar is more west. So I think Kai would be Germany and Sushi would be Poland, or maybe even Russia. Then we have Rain, which is also Ismedon, so that would also be France. And it's just estimations on the map, so it's not really like Morning Snow is supposed to be in Norway and Eskedar is supposed to be Germany. It's just so you have a feel a bit. They have, of course, Ao, who is Sushi's big brother, so that would be the same place she would be. And then you have Clover, which is also Hismedon. So most of the characters would be from region France, and they go up north. And then later you would get other characters. Well, Yume and Suta are... Now, Yume is born in Hismedon, so that would be France. And that's Suta. And Yume is born in Morning Snow. Kairan. I have no idea where Kairan is born. I mean, it's a traveling tribe, so could be anywhere, but I am guessing somewhere... My gut says somewhere Spain or Italy. Then when we get Grant is more Philippines, or at least tropical islands. Yulin is Morning Snow. It's actually mentioned where he was born. With most characters, you don't even know where they were born. You have Graven, who's born in Morning Snow. And of course, new characters, the children of, are born in Morning Snow most of the time. It's just the outsiders come from everywhere. Yeah, it's a bit too long finger. I do have to keep an eye on the time because I really need to get to bed early. Let's see, medallion. Straps go to the medallion in her case. And she has ribbons because Sushi is playful. It is a bit too low. Okay, it's not that low. Just looks low. Sushi is a witch, so she has her own pouch. It's a bit too round, too perfectly round. Give her a ribbon bracelet just to get some magical whooshes. Otherwise it would be just too empty with Sushi. So I think I can sketch and line this tonight, and then if I go stream Sunday, I'll probably color it. And if you don't know who Sushi is, this is Sushi. But this is Chibi Sushi. I hope the paint will adhere nicely. One time I had to could peel off everything, so that was not fun. Sushi is an elf. And she is one of the focal points characters of this book. You have book 1 is, well, pretty much Naraku and Let's Meet Them All. Second book is Mayonaka and Naraku, because Naraku is always a focal point because it's her series. Third book is Naraku and Kairan. And yes, she has her own crown, you just can't see it. I just don't like that arm. Fourth book is Naraku with, let's see, fourth book for Chosen Ones. Kai. Kai was one of the focal characters. Maybe in the end I'll just make silhouettes of these characters. That's also a possibility. I don't know yet. I don't really like is the emptiness of this arm. Let's see the arm. Oh, stay. Okay, so this is going to be a very messy mess to see if I can make sense of it. Considering I'm gonna make it digital. I'm not gonna color it very fancily. But I mean, this is fine marker paper, so let's use it. Otherwise, it will just be a waste of paper. Sure, I finally finished this pad, and I still have about 3 or 4 of this pad left. So I have so much paper. It's almost not fun anymore how much paper I have. And while sushi and mayonaka are often shown together, grasshopper is not. But that's more that grasshopper is quite present in this book as well. Not as present as I initially planned. I mean, she's one of the characters. If I would have left her out, yeah, the story would have progressed easily. Sometimes you have such characters. One character that's quite prominent won't be drawn. I mean, I can't draw everyone. But considering the theme, the moon, the stars and the sun, grasshopper is quite fitting, considering grasshopper is pretty much the moons. Yes, moons, because Satan has 3 moons. And Mayanaka is pretty much the sun. And well, considering her magic and her being so special, Sushi is pretty much the stars. And she's the star of this book anyway. And I often give her green clothes. So missed a few ribbons, but that's okay. And maybe it would be considered spoilers, but I don't think many of my readers watch my stream, so the first chapter image would be Narako and her family. The second image would be Blade and his family. And the third image would be Matsuru and his family. So that means the characters who are not drawn in this book are Rain, Kai, Ao, and pretty much all the Yami. It's pretty much family pictures, more or less. I wished I could do a painterly style, but I'm really not good at that. And with book 7, I want to go for royal portraits. That's a bit too low. That's too high. Grasshopper has a bit thicker eyebrows. Bit stereotypical, but Considering they're 3 moons, I'm going to turn this into a second moon, so you can assume the other one has a moon as well. Oh, the mouth is nice, and now the chin just... Okay, this is maybe a bit leaning too much backwards, so I really dislike this. Okay, this looks better. It's a bit too stiff. Maybe I can fix that digitally. Her hair also looks very thick. I mean, it's supposed to be wild, but this is just plain thick. That's making her head look thick as well. I think her ear needs to be a bit more to the front. Maybe this will help a bit. Grasshopper looks way too much like Yume here. And this big head is bothering me as well. I know poofy hair exists, but this is just too much. And maybe I can add a little teeth. It looks so different on screen than in real life. Well, let's see how this turns out. When we add a dash of color. Technically, Grasshopper would never wear makeup, so... Technically, I could just give her the same color of lips, but... that would be just too much of the same color. Considering the rest of the theme is going to be gold. Let's see, I think I'm gonna give her a dark blue gown, but I have a feeling that might be a bit too much considering the rest of... She has a very pale skin and she has quite... Well, she's white hair, pale skin, so... But if this doesn't work out, then that's fine. This is just a design sketch. And considering that's a gold theme, let's put this into gold as well. Usually I have a few sets of three. It's Naraku, Sushi and Mayonaka, but considering Naraku is getting a family portrait, I need a substitution. Usually I would take Malin, but Malin also has a family portrait, so that leaves Grasshopper as a single lady. And my other power of three is Kai, Rain, and Owl. Well, at least the one who has been grinding has finally stopped. I mean, if I use squares for the sunrise, sunset, and midday, or actually night, I'm going for sunrise, midday, and night. Nope, forgot my floof. But that's okay. I can still see the floof. Now to be careful not to go over it right now. Okay. I always miss parts when it comes to erasing. And I'm just going to do some basic marker coloring. But considering I've already streamed for almost 2 hours, that will not be for today, that will be the next stream. And I'm probably gonna use some of my patterns, the scanned patterns. Found a few new ones at the store, so mostly Christmas themed, which of course can usually only be used around Christmas. So I'm using it for my Christmas cards. But some are just very nice, and I just want to use them. I can probably already use them for scanning patterns to create covers for the books. Well, and if you missed the stream, you can always watch it later at what's it called again? YouTube. I mean, there's it's on Twitch. Ow, for 6 days. I should really get used to the fact that I have a handle here. Let's line art is 1910 23. So yeah, I'm calling it a day for today. Marker coloring next time. Oh, see, missed a spot. Just some basic coloring, and then I'm probably gonna scan it, make it digital. Usually I don't do this much work for a cover image, but hey, let's try to make a stream interesting anyway. So I'll be seeing you. How much mic do I have left? 1 line. Yeah, I'll just charge it or so. So I'll be seeing you. Bye bye.